Hello, hello, hello. It is me. And I'm just pulling cards like I do every day. Pulling cards like we do every single day. It's good. But I thought I would just do it live because I'm testing out this live thing on my channel. I've never gone live from YouTube Studio before. So I just thought I would try it out and see what the live situation is like from my computer. So that's what we're doing. I'm pulling cards just at random. We'll see what happens. Because, sometimes when you want to casually play with tarot or oracle, it kind of kicks your, you know what I mean? Hey, Sid, what's up, girl? I love you so much. Like, seriously. Like, I just love your energy, love your vibe. I'm kind of low-key obsessed with you. Like, not trying to be weird. Let's see. So today I'm pulling from the Wisdom of Avalon deck. And let's see what happens. I bought this deck back in like 2009 and have used it as like my primary source of divination for like strangers. But it has a reputation for kind of like seriously calling me out on my BS. So this might be embarrassing. I don't know. Let's see. Let's start with 3 cards. And I'm going to say that whoever's watching this right now, this reading is for you. Let's see. I'm going to pull you 3 cards, okay? Interestingly, they are all in reverse. We pulled fear in reverse. We pulled restriction in reverse. I know, right? And we pulled the fire fairy in reverse. And the fire fairy in this deck represents creative action and optimism. However, I have my own thoughts. Fear, restriction, and fire energy, fire fairies in reverse. So what I'm seeing here is, well, is that this is someone, right? This is someone who you are a fire sign. And if you're not a fire sign, then you are very at home with fire energy. Okay? And unfortunately, I think that's kind of working against you because you are going through life at full force. Your candle flame is burning high and it's hurting around you. And, I'm sure in the past you've probably been called a hothead. You've probably been told that you have a temper or that you're hard to work with. You may have been called the infamous B word. And, those aren't necessarily negative traits to have. However, you know how sometimes you have to temper a flame? You have to let it get hotter or smaller. You need to learn to temper your own flame. And I know me just saying that might be kind of getting you a little hot in the face. Because it would me. But you need to learn to shine the best parts of yourself when it's necessary, and when maybe to just take a step back and maybe just observe. You don't always have to be the leader of the group. You don't always have to be the mover of the group. And what I mean is you don't have to be the person who helps keep the group moving. Sometimes you can just be a silent observer. And when your help is needed, it will be asked of you. Okay? You don't always have to just volunteer first as tribute. Okay? So definitely learn when to say no and learn when to sit back and observe. Okay? Sometimes it's just not meant for you to be the superstar of the TV show all the time. Okay, hun? All right. So, I told y'all, this deck is like, it gets you, gal. It gets you, gal. So, let's pull some more. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask one, and I'll consult the cards for you. So while you think of one, or not, you don't have to. But while you think of one, we're just going to shuffle again and see what else comes out. I don't know if you guys watch WandaVision, but girl, I love that show. It's awesome. I'm a comic book reader, so some of the stories that are being shown in that show I'm already familiar with from the comics, but it's still exciting to watch just to see some of that come to live action, you know? The show is dope. I'm also watching Clarice right now. I'm a big Silence of the Lambs fan, that movie, and like Hannibal. So the Clarice TV show, if you haven't checked that out, that's really good. Like really good if you like crime and like murder. Let's see. Ooh, now the cards feel hot. They feel hot. Something's coming out. All right. Let's see. This time it feels right to maybe just pull 2 cards at first. So we're going to pull 2. And we're going to see what comes out. Maybe it's an extension of the reading we just gave. I don't know. We're just letting spirits move us today. Okay? Interesting. Guys, look, just for full transparency, I'm going to show you. This deck is full of cards in reverse and not in reverse, okay? However, we just pulled 2 cards in reverse again. Again! And guess what? One of them is a fairy. Again! It's wild. So we pulled out the water fairy in reverse, okay? Which is so interesting because we just pulled out the fire fairy in reverse. And she's, of course, water fairy. So she's about feelings, emotions. We pulled out restriction in reverse, which we had just pulled out with the fire fairy, I do believe, correct? In reverse. I know, girl, the Fae. The Fae are reversing today. So we had fire, now we have water. I do think this is a separate person. This is a separate reading. Maybe you are watching right now. Maybe you'll be watching in the future, and this will apply to you. Maybe this is a reading for someone that you know. Who knows? However, the water fairy in reverse and restriction in reverse. So, okay, Unseelie. So, I guess we're just delivering bad news today. Okay, so we said that the fire fairy was teaching us to temper our flame, knowing when to step back and maybe just take a moment. The water fairy today, I feel like, is teaching us almost the opposite. So if the water fairy was upright, I would tell you that, you know, you were dealing with restriction. I would tell you that you were dealing with an overabundance of emotions, right? Like you're like, the cliche I'm a Cancer, so like the cliche Cancer where you're just like, why can't we be friends like in middle school? Like, okay? But that's not it today. What I'm getting is that this is someone who, again, it's like almost opposite to the fire fairy for me today. You are used to maybe holding it all inside, crying inside, holding it in. And maybe you're someone who struggles with anxiety or depression. And I feel you there. And maybe you're used to not having your voice appreciated. Okay? And I understand that too. Maybe you're someone that feels like when you do share what you're feeling, people mock you, ridicule you. And I get that. But these restrictions that you think that people are putting on you about your emotional self is actually just you. So you are hyper emotional and hypercritical of yourself and of others. And you need to, I'm not going to say you need to get over that because that's who you are. However, you need to learn to maybe grow a little bit of a thicker skin and understand that people are not always coming for you, water fairy, okay? They're not always coming for you. They're not, I promise. that the FEY, the astral beings, the human beings, we're not coming for you. People are just trying to understand you because you have not yet given them a semblance of who you are authentically. Okay? Authenticity is the key here when we're talking about our emotions, when we're talking about channeling water energy. Authenticity. And that, I think, is a lot of the restrictions that have been put on you. Okay? You're not being completely authentic because you are holding so much inside. Don't be afraid if it's going to be ugly or not when it comes out. Just be yourself. And that's like so cliche, but be yourself, okay? Be yourself. And the rest will follow, truly, I promise. Be yourself. And see, we pulled out fear. And maybe you are scared to share your whole self because in the past, people have hurt you when you've completely opened up. So I get the vibe that maybe you do want to, like, harden yourself a little bit, stay in your crab shell. But you can't do that. You're not going to live an authentic, happy, joyful life. You're not going to get all of the success that you desire, be it monetary or not. You're not going to bear the fruits of this world until you open up your heart and until you decide to let life in again. You can't be scared of getting hurt again, be it romantically or platonically or whatever. Because guess what? You're going to get hurt again. Even if you do try to hide, you're still going to get hurt. No matter what, you're going to get hurt again in this life. So you might as well just be open and honest and authentic because you're doing it for you, not for someone else. Okay? Whew, girl, the fairies are coming out. Woo. Okay. That was deep. Let's see. Again, if you have a question, you can leave it over here in the comments and we'll ask the cards. And if you have a personal question, well, then I encourage you to head over to Facebook and find my Nerdy Warlock there, my page there, and we can discuss it there. Because I understand you might not want your dirty laundry just aired out for everybody, okay? Let's see. We're going to pull some more cards here in just a second. Okay. So you can just copy that. Just leaving that in the chat. All right. We're going to pull some more cards. Should we stick with this deck? I think so. It's doing well for us. Plus, I would kind of freak out if we next pulled the air fairy or the earth fairy. Wouldn't that be wild? Because we already pulled the fire and the water. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna sort of ask it a question, but not really, because I do want this to be applicable to all of you watching. Let's see. We're just gonna ask for a general synopsis of how the rest of your day is gonna go. Okay. Let's see. It's just a general vibe of the rest of your afternoon / evening, wherever you're at. Okay. Also, I just put up a video a couple minutes right before I went live. I do encourage you to check that out. It's about the astral plane. All about the astral plane, what the astral plane is, how to get to the astral plane, what to do once you're in the astral plane. So I'd encourage you to check that out. It's like a 10-minute video, not a huge commitment. Let's see. Now let's pull your cards. I'm a big 3-card person, so I think I'm going to pull 3 again. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess the messages are just meant to be deep today, you guys. Not airy-fairy happy. Okay, so we pulled the Death card. Okay? We pulled the High Priestess card. Okay? High Priestess. And in reverse, we pulled Focus. Okay? Wow. Death and the High Priestess. and focus in reverse. Now, I know that normally we say that death does not represent a real death when we pull it, but in this case, for whoever is watching, I'm going to tell you that this does mean a real death. I think that it might not be recent, but I think that you experienced the loss of a loved one. And for that, I am truly sorry. And I think that this person who passed was a high priestess in your life. It may have been a mother or a grandmother. It was definitely someone who had a matronly vibe. And regardless of gender, they were the caretaker of the family, of everyone around them, of their community. And you lost them recently. And I'm very sorry. And I think that it has thrown you into disarray. And you need to know that you're going to be okay. And that it's okay to be messy for a little bit, okay? You can go be a little sloppy. It's okay. You've got that permission from the universe, you know? You have quite the period of grief in front of you, or already happening. And you need to stick with that grief. Don't fight the grief, okay? Live that grief. Be angry, be sad, cry, feel crazy. You've got to feel what you feel for as long as you feel it. Okay? Feel what you feel for as long as you feel it. Let yourself feel that pain, because otherwise the pain's not going to go away. And I think it's important for you to enter this period of grief honestly and openly with yourself, because you're going to be the next high priestess, you know, in your life and for your community and for your family. I feel like that is you. You are stepping up. You're going to become the matriarch or patriarch of your family, whether you want to or not. I think a lot of people are going to start relying on you because this person passed away. And it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. And I think that's where you're stuck at right now. And I understand it hurts. But you just got to get through that part, and you will get through that part. I promise. I promise. Because we've been there. I've been there. We've all been there. Losing someone is really hard. But as I said, brightness is in the horizon for you, because you are the next high priestess in this situation. You've got to claim that power. You've got to come into that, you know. I'm going to pull something else to see if I can expand on that for you, because that's a lot to say. That's a lot to unleash today. Let's see. So we pulled the Hawk, which is omens and messages. So this person who passed away, I think, does still have some unfinished business. They have stuff that they wanted to tell you, to share with you. Their disruption. Okay. So there was something that they wanted to share with you, partnership. Okay. And I think you need to be open to still receive messages from this person, even though they have passed on. I do get that it's probably going to be a lot through animals. Maybe this person who died, maybe she loved animals. And she's going to be speaking to you now, right now. She's already doing it through animals that show up in your home and outside your home. You're going to suddenly see an influx of animals, and you need to be open, all kinds of animals, and you need to be open to that, because that is her trying to impart some information to you. I don't know what the information is. I think that it is meant for you only to know and to hear. So be open to having dreams of her. Be open to waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth, and feeling like she's standing behind you right there. Just be open to listening to her now. It's important. It's very important. Okay? That you still keep an eye out for her, because just because she's passed on from this world, and again, I'm very sorry, does not mean that she's done talking to you. She's still got some stuff to say. So be open to her, okay? Oh, wow. So the forgiveness card just fell out of the deck. So maybe forgive her for any trespasses that she made against you. Maybe you feel like she did you wrong, and now she's gone. You need to forgive in some capacity. And maybe you feel like you did her wrong and you didn't get to apologize. You need to forgive yourself. Okay? Woo! Girl. All right. Let's try something different. Okay? Because those are 3 very deep readings. Especially that last one. We're just gonna shake it off. We're gonna shake it off. Okay. And whoop, we're gonna pull one card, I think. Okay. Oh, here we go. Joy. Okay. The card's got sass and attitude. I said, Mama, this is too dark and deep. Give us something different. And it gave us the joy card. Oh, wow. Okay. Sometimes you got to create your own joy. Like, truly, because life is not giving it to you at all. Am I right? Am I right? And that can be done through simple, very simple things. For me, it's just reading a book. Like, I'll just walk over, pick a book, and read a folktale story. And that usually turns my day around because usually they're so stupid. Like, I always pick these that are so stupid. And it just puts me in a place of joy because I'm just like, really? I think finding the joy in darkness is particularly powerful. So you don't have to like force it. You know what I mean? You're still living in, me too. You're still living in this dark place maybe, but you laugh at the irreverence of it. Does that make sense? You laugh at how bad it is. Like, that's very much my energy. So, joy, find your own. Because, Mama, it's hard out there for a pimp, okay? It's hard out there for a pimp. Okay. I think I'm going to do one last 3-card pull here. So if you do have a question, now is the time to type it in the chat or find me on Facebook. But if you are doing it for free, you got a question, you need to go on and type it now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the Wisdom of Avalon deck is a very, very awesome deck. It's by Colette Baron Reed. Here's the box. She's phenomenal. I really like her work, and some of her stuff sometimes is a little too happy for me, a little too light. But I really appreciate this deck, and she has another great deck too called the deck of it's like the Oracle of the Hidden Realms or something like that. It's great too. But this deck is great, especially if you love King Arthur and those kinds of vibes. Oh, okay. Let's see, Crafton. What is the guidance from the FEY that you need to hear? Dangerous question. Dangerous question. Let's see. The FEY, you know, they kind of get a bad rap. But some of that rap is appropriate. Let's see. As you guys may or may not know, the gods that I work with the exception of Odin right here, love Odin, but the gods that I work with are all considered FEY because I work with the Celtic deities, particularly a lot of the Irish deities. And, you know, those have all been kind of canonized as fairies. So they're like the OG fairies. So I'm very familiar with Fey energy. I am a Celtic warlock. The Fey are not foreign to me. And while they are awesome and sometimes can be angelic-like, they definitely scrappy. Scrappy. Messy, sloppy, scrappy. But okay, Crafton, let's pull this for you. Guidance from the Fae for Crafton Magic. We are open to hearing what you have to say, fairies. Truly. So just lay it on us. Okay. Oh, wow. We're getting a lot of repeat cards today, which is very interesting because y'all see me. I'm shuffling the out of these cards like over and over and over. We pulled the Death card again. We pulled the Novice card, which is a bit like the Fool in Tarot. And we pulled Merlin. Okay? Love Merlin. Love him. Okay. So, I am seeing from the FEY to you, Crafton. Girl, okay. I am seeing that, and I think we've talked about this before, but you are coming, I know, you are coming at the tail end of a transformation. You've got both arms and head out of the butterfly cocoon. You got one leg out of the cocoon. You got both wings out of the cocoon. But you still got that one leg in the cocoon. Okay? You are almost done with one phase of your life. You're almost there, which is awesome because I feel like the last time we spoke, you were still kind of in it. But I do see those doors closing now on some stuff from your past. So congratulations. Kudos. Yeah, I'm seeing the ending of a chapter for you, Crafton, and the burgeoning success and beauty and light of another chapter. And that's where we move on to the Novice. And I see this as someone who has a multitude of psychic and magical gifts, that being you, but as someone who is maybe not only scared to share them with others, but I think you maybe even have a fear of exploring them even by yourself, with yourself. And I see that the fairies do want to help you. They want to play a major part in your life right now, on your path. You just have not actually properly invited them in. Like, sis, they're waiting on the milk and honey offerings, okay? They're wanting the fresh picked flowers, but it's wintertime. They want an offering. I do get that very strongly. They want you to set up a space for them so that they can come in to your home, to your physical home. They want a portal in your house for them. And if you already got one, apparently it's not good enough, because that's what I'm getting from them. They're like, sis, no. This is what we want. These are our demands. They want to be in your life. They want to be involved in your life. They want to work with you. They want to work with you and Freya and Bassett. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want to be up there with you, working with you, manifesting this in your life. Okay? They just need to know that they're welcome. And you do that through offerings and through giving them like a space on your altar or a corner in your house. And it could be anywhere. I used to have a pixie altar underneath my bathroom sink many years ago. And it worked. As long as you do something out of like love and not out of shadiness, they will appreciate it. It doesn't have to be extravagant. They just wanted to show that, you know, they're appreciated. They're very much like people like that. We move on to the Merlin card for you. I feel like this is your destiny. This is, hey Courtney, hey girl. This is your destiny. This is your fate. This is your role that you were meant to play in your community where you live. And that is the role of the Merlin. It's funny because, I mean, I know you're not like an elderly woman, obviously. You're like very young. But I do get major auntie vibes from you. I think that the Fae get major auntie vibes from you. And you may be laughing right now or chuckling because you probably know it's true. You've got some major mother crone energy inherently in your DNA. That's just who you are. And that's a beautiful thing, Crafton, and I don't want you to fight it. Because some of us don't have that energy at all. So cherish the energy that you do have and shine it onto others. Share it with people. The Merlin, I see someone who is all about alchemy. So whether you practice alchemy or not, maybe you should look into it. But I see someone who is very adept at transmuting their energies. I think you're very good at taking I think you're very good at taking bad energy, or maybe even just like malaise in general, maybe just blah energy, not even negative, just blah, like hot soup, like blah. I think you're good at taking that and turning it into something else. And I think you do it instinctively. It's not even conscious with you. I think you're like an unconscious alchemist. Like truly. You're like a subconscious alchemist. It's like in your soul's DNA. It's like something that your aura just does. When you come in contact with another energy, you kind of override it or you rewrite it. You don't take it into yourself. And maybe that's something new for you. Maybe it's not. But I think that you've developed this skill set of like changing things to suit you. You're a transmuter. That's what you do. It's that Shiva energy. It's that Merlin energy. It's that alchemy energy. Although also I think being the Merlin, right, as a role, as I said in your community, you're not there yet, but you're on the path to it. I do see you as a Merlin figure, as that person who is, some people would call wise, some people would call powerful, not to let that feed into your ego, but I do see you becoming that person. You becoming that fixture in your community for people to go to for comfort, for advice, for magic, if you were open to it. It's obviously I believe fate is not predestined, but this is definitely something that is waiting for you should you want it. And again, these are messages from the FEY, and the FEY don't just throw around stuff like this lightly. I feel like maybe, I'm not going to name names, but maybe some spirits in the past will give you messages, but it's not always really necessarily true. But with the FEY, I feel like you can always, at least for me, I can always trust the FEY, which I know some people would be like, you can't trust the FEY. I have a long working relationship with the FEY, and I can always trust them. The FEY are my ancestors, you know? They're my family, so I can trust anything that they tell me, and at least the FEY that I work with. And if they say that you are a Merlin, that is your archetype, then Crafton, you a Merlin. You a Merlin, which is awesome. Who doesn't want to be Merlin? Hello? You've just got to embrace it. So to recap, you're coming out of the transformation. You're almost done. You have almost closed the door on some bad bleh in your past life, which is awesome. I'm so happy for you. Like, seriously. I really, truly am. I don't mean that facetiously. You are limiting yourself. You are limiting yourself by still thinking of yourself as a novice or as the fool. You're not that clueless, wide-eyed beginner anymore. Okay? Regardless of how much time you have spent on this path, you're past that part. Yeah. Emojis? You are past that part. You have laid a foundation for yourself, and it's time for you to build a castle on top of that foundation, okay? You need to build that hut in the woods out by the lake. You need to make your Merlin hut, make your Merlin house. But yeah. I'm not going to just ramble on that because you get it. The fairies, however, they do want you to set up a space for them in your house. They want it, okay? Give them an offering. And like I said, milk and honey sounds cliche, but it's a really good offering to give them. They also like spices, like just spices from your cabinet. Lay them in a dish and put them out. They love spices. Okay. Oh, girl, I'm so glad you asked that question. That was a nice reprieve from the messages we got at the beginning of this live. Let me tell you. Because I am someone who, when I'm giving a reading, I feel the emotions of the people that I'm reading for. Girl. Okay. I think we're going to pull one more, actually. I said that was the end, but I guess I lied. We're going to pull one more. One more set of cards. Again, if you have a question, certainly feel free to ask. Half of my deck just fell out on the floor face up, so let me pick that up because, girl, the FEY are being messy. Ugh. Okay, so, yes, ask a question if you have a question. If you do not have a question, that's perfectly okay. We're still going to pull a card. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, Courtney. Courtney, if you have a question, you can ask it. Or anybody else. That's fine. If not, no big deal. Because we're going to pull 3 cards anyway. Oh my god, wouldn't it be like crazy if we just decided to do like a Celtic cross spread and go that deep? Okay. Let's see. Do you guys ever do that? Like, I sing and hum sometimes to help me clear energy out. I don't know. Is that just me? Okay. Let's move this table closer. Let's see. Okay, Courtney, let's see. Is there anything that Spirit wants you to know? Okay, let's see, because apparently the FEY had a mouthful for crafting over here, but let's see what the Spirit's got to say. Courtney, I don't know if you work with Persephone or not, but I just got a very strong Persephone energy in the room as I decided to reach out and ask the spirits about, advice for you. So I don't know how you want to interpret that, but Persephone energy, that pure maiden energy, I got that very strongly just now. So let's see what happens. Okay, we're getting shuffled. Oh, wow. Okay, we definitely have some overreaching themes today between all of the readings that we have given. Once again, we have pulled out a card that has come out in almost every single reading we have given today, which is crazy. And we also have a theme that just came up in Crafton's reading, but for you, it's going to be a little different. So I pulled partnership. I pulled disruption. And I pulled the butterfly, but in reverse. Okay? So, what I'm getting is that not to stoke the fires of insecurity or of conspiracy theories, but I do think that there is someone. I don't even think it's a person, actually. I think it's an energy, Courtney. I think there is an energy surrounding you right now that is inhibiting your growth as a witch or whatever. I don't know what you believe, but so don't let me put a label on you that doesn't work. But I think you have something that is inhibiting your spiritual growth. We'll put it that way. And severely so. Okay. Again, not to scare you or, you know what I mean? But I'm seeing that you have partnered yourself with an energy, be it a real person or not. You have partnered with an energy that is inhibiting your growth as a person. And you are going to have to be the person to walk away from that person or energy. Okay? So I would suggest doing, I don't know if you do ritual or not, or spell work, but if you do, I highly suggest doing like a, what do you call it? Like the ritual of a lesser banishing pentagram. Does that make sense? Basically, I think that you need to go back to the basics, cast you a good old circle, call the quarters. Okay, cool, you're a witch. Okay. Call the quarters, and you need to do a classic banishment of stale energies and people in your life. I get that very strongly. That kind of makes sense with the Persephone vibe I got earlier now, because it's like, if you are Persephone in this metaphor that I'm building, then someone is being a bit of a Hades to you right now, and not in the fun way, because we love Hades on this channel. But in this instance, no, because this is a presence that is holding you down, that is keeping you from the light. Okay? You need to do some banishments. You need to do some major cleansings in your life. Like I said, cast the spells, girl. Now is the time to do it. Because there is something that is just like got its foot on you strong. And you need to tell it no. Not today. Not today. Because it's keeping you from growing into the witch that you're meant to be. And I get that very strongly. Very strongly. It's not a good presence. It's not a good energy. And you need to like kick it the fuck out. Okay? And if you don't regularly maybe cast cleansings on yourself or your space, I would definitely, like I said, I would definitely do so. And the sooner the better, because this is like a very stifling energy. Like I literally feel like someone is like squeezing my throat right now. Like I feel like someone is squeezing my throat. So it's not a good energy, and you need to kick it out. Okay. Woo! Woo! Really, it's very strong. Okay. I'm just gonna pull a single card, and okay, girl. Yeah. So maybe you need to cast your own banishments and release. Maybe that energy holding you back is yourself. Woo! I'm just getting a lot of throat chakra pain. I think there's a lot of stuff that you haven't got to say that you want to say, maybe, and I'm feeling that for you, girl. Oh, family stuff? I really feel you on that. Girl. Yeah, you need to cast some spells. I am getting that strong. Okay, I'm going to pull a single card, and that's going to be like our goodbye reading. Because I'm going to turn this to a close, because I do have a reading that I have to do for someone here in just a few minutes. So it's 3 o'clock here where I'm at. So, okay. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Okay. So we're going to pull a card. Oh. Burden. Okay. If you have burdens in your life, just know that you don't have to put up with those. It may seem like you do. Oh, you're very welcome. Truly. You may think that you have to put up with certain burdens in your life and that they are not changeable. That's a lie. I don't care who the burdens come from. No one is promised to be in your life. No one. Name one person. I don't care who it is. They're not promised to have a spot in your life. Okay? You decide who is in your life. You decide who has a say in your life. You decide who gets a part of your power, a part of your truth, and who doesn't. Okay? So at the end of the day, if you have people in your life that you do not like, you don't like them. Why are you friends with them? If they're family, you can love family from a distance. It's possible, okay? It's very possible. You do not have to put up with people's shit just to have them in your life. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. And that doesn't make you the bad guy. It really does not. It does not make you the bad guy to break up a friendship or to put family outside of your circle over here to the side. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. And if you are magically minded, which I assume you all are, the minute you remove toxic people from your life, mama, the blessings flow in like crazy. The minute you remove them, your personal magic is going to just blow up. I promise. I promise. It's just hard to do sometimes. Sometimes you're looking down at that hand that's infected and you're like, I really don't want to chop this off. I really don't want to lose this hand. But guess what? You've already lost the hand. It's infected. You've already lost it. It's already gone. So get rid of it. Okay? Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching this live. This was very fun. This is my first time going live on the channel, so thank you for helping me figure it out. I really appreciate you stopping by. And again, check out the video I just put up, just literally right before I went live. It's about the astral plane, and I think you'll find it interesting. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a really great day. Bye.